Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are in a Chinese J-11 and we're going to be going up against an Indian Mig-29. We are carrying the PL-15, PL-12. I only got two PL-15s. Don't want to overdo it. A bunch of PL-12s, and then he has the Astra missile, which for anybody who doesn't know is a domestically produced Indian Fox 3. And so we've seen in the past the Mig-29 is absolutely not an obsolete platform, assuming that, you know, you can get some upgrades into there, some avionics upgrades, and some missile capabilities. The Mig-29 can absolutely be a formidable foe, especially because it's so fast, and, you know, speed is kind of life when it comes to these BVR engagements. The faster you are, the higher probability of kill for your missiles, and also the faster you are, the harder it is for the enemy missiles to hit you. So the Mig-29 is very much a, you know, good platform. I'm going to kick off this engagement with a PL-15, and, you know, once we get in range, we'll do that. So we all know that China and India have had a little, you know, they've butted some heads in the past recently. So this is maybe just a simulation of a flash conflict between the two. And we'll see, because I do feel like this is actually a very evenly matched situation. I know the flanker seems very, you know, much stronger than a Mig-29, but that Mig-29 has undergone major upgrades. The Astra missile really does increase the capabilities of the Mig-29. Especially the fact that it gives it Fox 3 capability is huge. So it really increases the survivability of that Mig-29. Fox 3, that's a PL-15 in the air. Alright, we'll go ahead and start slowly defending here. Get a bit of a crank going. Start reducing altitude. Alright, oh, we lost the lock. I just pulled it a little outside of gimbal, but that's okay. That's the beauty of the Fox 3. The PL-15 is also a Fox 3. We should be close enough that it should be able to go out there and find him by itself. Same with his Astra missile. And of course, we're going to review this in TAC view just to see how it went down. And for any of you who are new to BVR combat to the channel, I'll do a little bit more of an in-depth dive in the TAC view so you guys can understand all the basic concepts here. And really this fight is going to come down to who's got the better missile. Is the Astra missile, you know, better than the PL-15 and the PL-12? Oh, he's over here, my bad. There we go, got him. I wasn't paying attention to the data link screen there. We'll pull the nose up and Fox 3, and we'll defend. People ask a lot why I pull the nose up when I shoot those. A lot of those missiles fall off the aircraft and then ignite, and they get ejected off the aircraft. We're defending here, and you don't want them to hit the ground, so I just pull the nose up a little bit and shoot them off like that. That way I can guarantee that they don't hit the ground. Alright, we're going to go ahead and turn around and recommit. You can see he's defending my missile as well. We're both trying carefully not to get inside the MAR of the other guy. The minimum abort range is the MAR. There we go, got him. Still pretty far. Fox 3. Hopefully that keeps him defensive. I'm just trying to be very cautious of the Astra missile right now. So we are getting a little bit closer to each other, and the closer we get, kind of the spicier these BVR fights get. As you move closer and closer to within visual range, as opposed to beyond visual range. Oftentimes these will not result in a dogfight, as many people might think. It's much more valuable to your country to get the pilot back, to get the aircraft back, if you just abort, go home, rearm. If you go to a dogfight, it's a 50-50 chance that you're going to die. And those are not good odds. Here we go, got him locked here. Inside of 25 kilometers, nose up again. Fox 3. And if you guys noticed, that was a PL-15. That was my last one. And I did that just hoping that it's got a little bit more range. And it can reach out there and touch him maybe as he tries to close in to make enough, get close enough for his Astra missile to hit me. But I only have PL-12s left. I took a bit of a risk shooting that PL-15, but it seems like he might have survived it. So I'll go ahead and point the nose here once again. There we go. Oh, we are very close now. Okay, Fox 3, and we gotta defend. Oh, we're defending hard. Oh, I'm pretty close to him. Oh, he got a missile off too. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Back there. Splash 1, Mig-29. And his missile!
Left engine fire.
Oh, that's why you don't get inside the MAR. Alright guys, let's do a TAC view review here, and I kind of want to go over some basic concepts here for people who are maybe new to the channel, who don't want to go back all the way and look at the older content. So basically what's happening here, we have AWACS, which means everybody is getting callouts or data link for the other guy. Everybody can find everybody. And what's happening here, the first thing you're going to see is that the Mig-29 is going to climb and the J-11 is going to climb. And one of the big reasons that we're going to do this in the beginning stages of the engagement is that you have thinner air as you go to higher altitude, right? It's thinner up here and it's denser down here, or thicker at the bottom. And when you go through thinner air, I'm going to go ahead and pause this. As you go through to thinner air, what happens is there's less friction, less drag on your missile, right? So you want to go up there, you want to shoot your missile from over there. It'll greatly increase the range of your missile. You don't want to hang out up there because it also increases the range of his missile. So you want to shoot your missile and then you want to get out of there. You don't want to hang out up high, essentially. So what's happening here, that's what you're seeing. Go and fast forward this just a little bit. You'll see both of us climbing. And so let's see this engagement. Also, you want to be fast. That's the other thing. You want your aircraft to be fast. The faster you are, you got Newton's first law, objects in motion stay in motion. So the faster you are, that missile is going to come off your rail faster. You know what I mean? So if you are flying Mach 5, I don't know why you would be, but let's say you're flying Mach 5, you fire a missile, that missile comes off the rail at Mach 5. and then it turns on its own motor and it might reach Mach 7, right? It adds that to the initial speed. So you can see the initial speed of the missile being launched is actually critically important. Keeping that in mind, you can look at this engagement now and you can see the Mig-29 has a far better Mach speed at 1.3 Mach, and he's got an altitude above sea level of 25,000 feet. You look at me, I'm only Mach 1 with an altitude of 19,000 feet. So in every way, he has an advantageous position here relative to me. He's higher, he's faster. Why? Well, the Flanker's a bigger aircraft, it's a little bit slower, I'm carrying a lot of fuel, I got a lot more missiles. You know, I'm kind of a heavy fighter versus him who's medium to a light fighter. I don't like to use heavy and light fighter terms, but you guys get what I'm saying. Mig-29 is a much smaller aircraft, and therefore, there's one of the advantages of the Mig-29 is that it can quickly get very fast and get very high. So that's basically what's going on here. If I had a little bit more time, I probably could have got the Flanker to be a little bit faster as well, but that's okay. Because I actually have the PL-15, which gives me a little bit of standoff capability. PL-15 gets launched here at about, see the range here, 26 nautical miles. I fire a PL-15, he fires his Astra missile. Okay, we'll get rid of this. And so you can see those two missiles are tracking. I lost lock pretty quickly here, and it looks like so did he. We both kind of turned cold because I think both of us maybe don't fully know the range, the MAR ranges of these missiles, or the minimum abort ranges. But you'll also notice that we both decrease altitude, right? We don't hang out up high to get smoked by the other guy's missile. And so what that does is drags that missile into thicker air. As you drag that missile down, as you defend down, the friction and the drag on that missile will reduce its energy because missiles have finite speed, right? They have finite fuel, sorry. And that limits their speed. It's not like Hollywood where they just burn for like 20 minutes, like behind enemy lines. That missile's only going to burn for X amount of time. And it's usually like 7 to 15 seconds. I think a crazy burn time is like 30 seconds, and that's like the Phoenix. Right after that, whatever kinetic energy that missile has is what it's got. And, you know, you can bleed that energy off by making it turn, by pulling it into denser air, you know, all these other things. And so that's what you see here. Both of us are using that same tactic. So my Astra, or my PL-15 does absolutely nothing, just goes straight into the ground there. His Astra also doesn't really do a whole lot. It tracks better than the PL-15, but still ineffective. So at this range, I'm gonna once again pull the nose up so that once that missile drops off the aircraft, it doesn't hit the ground. And also it kind of just throws it up in the air, kind of like a loft. You know, it does this instead, which again, higher altitude, thinner air, better missile performance, right? And his Astra missile lofts itself. PL-12 this one, keep in mind. Once again, you see me go cold. Much harder for a missile to hit a cold target, right, as it's running away from it. Astra's got no track. PL-15's actually tracking kind of well, but not good enough. And then he's going to recommit. Oh, I got another one off here, looks like. Wow. Let's see what happened. Nice. So his Astra didn't track, so I didn't get an RWR ping. And so I come back around to recommit onto him because I'm clean, right? I'm going to become offensive as quick as I can. I come back around Fox 3. And why don't I continue to push forward after I fire this missile? Is because I don't know if he's going to get a missile off. He could get a missile off in TWS track, you know, and like it'll hit me when I'm here. I don't want to be here. I want to shoot my missile and then turn and run away so that if he does fire a missile, he can't hit me, right? Basically, you're always going to assume that the other guy is doing the best he can and things are working out very well for him. That's what you want to pretend, you know? So you always want to defend worst case scenario, that kind of thing. You see that missile once again kind of lofts itself and comes screaming down on top of him and actually tracking really well Look at that. He forces the missile to turn. And look at him, speed Mach 1.2. Very difficult for a missile to hit that. In fact, he's already defeated it. Look, missile 0.96, he's Mach 1.2. That missile will never hit him. Right, you can just run those numbers. But it does push him defensive long enough. But he does recommit quickly because he realizes he's at such a disadvantage having not fired a missile in that second turn. So he does an aggressive defense, and by aggressive I mean he doesn't go cold. Right, he doesn't turn around and run like, you know, I did over here. He realizes he's in trouble. He's already had one missile launched at him, and he hasn't fired back in that response. That allows the flanker to become more and more offensive. He realizes this, quickly does a, you know, just a drag of the missile, hoping that that will defeat the missile, which it does, and then immediately comes offensive in order to get a missile off. Right, get back into the fight essentially. And he does. He gets his Astra missile off at 7 miles, which is very close. That's well inside of the MAR. What is the MAR? Get rid of this. The MAR is the minimum abort range. So you'll see a lot of these BVR fights, they're going to be one aircraft doing this. You're going to see a lot of this kind of thing. And the other guy will be doing this. You know, flying like this. And every time somebody recommits, here they'll shoot a missile. Here they'll shoot a missile. Here they'll shoot a missile. Same thing here. He'll shoot a missile. He'll shoot a missile. He'll shoot a missile. And then he'll go cold. Right? He'll turn away and run away. And come back and he'll shoot again. He'll turn and run away. And basically everyone's just trying not to get into a dogfight. You don't want to merge, right? Like we talked about in the video. If you go to a merge, it's 50-50. Somebody's going to die. Okay? Forget this like, oh, he turns and runs away. No, you don't. You don't run away. You know, he'll Fox 2 you right in the ass as you try to run. So somebody's going to die in this dogfight. That's not worth it to either side. Every country would rather get this pilot they trained for millions of dollars. They'd rather get him back, her back, whatever. They would rather get that aircraft back, a multi-million-dollar aircraft. They'd rather get that back than for you to go do something stupid and take a 50-50 chance in a dogfight that you might win, you know? So you don't actually want to end up in a dogfight. That thing in the middle, think of it like a no man's land from World War II. This little space in the middle is called the MAR. This is the minimum abort range. Okay, minimum abort range. This is the range in which you can still turn around and run and not get hit by his missile. Generally speaking, that's 10 miles on the deck. Okay, 10 miles. Now, the better the missile, the R-77M, this might go as high as 12 nautical miles. The Astra might be a little closer to like 11, maybe still 10. You know, the Phoenix missile, definitely not 10. The Phoenix missile can probably touch out to 15, I think, on the deck. The Meteor can do a lot more. You guys get it. Every missile has a different MAR, which is also another reason why countries don't want everyone to know their missile performance, right? They don't want you to know what the MAR is so that they can kill you. But this is the MAR. This is the minimum abort range, and this is why everybody does these kind of serpentine patterns. They don't want to end up inside this no man's land where, you know, you're going to get killed if you try to run, which is actually what happens in this fight. So watch this. We're 7 miles apart. I fired a PL-15 at him. And the only reason I survived this, I am inside of the MAR against the Astra, is because I'm already turning and running, and his missile hits the ground. Look at that. His missile hits something. Boom. My PL-15 tracks very nicely right up until it looks like he almost notches it or goes below. No, he doesn't terrain mask it. I don't know. Maybe he's just too low. The missile doesn't see him because he's not fully in a notch. That's not a 90-degree angle. So I don't know what happened there. PL-15 doesn't track, but you can see the PL-15 had plenty of energy to hit him if it wanted to, if it could have seen him, you know. Regardless, he turns around, becomes offensive. I'm back on him. And at this point, our separation is 7 nautical miles. We are 3 miles inside of the MAR. I quickly fire this, what is this, PL-12. And he comes to within 4 miles. So this might be something that you would call bonsai, I guess. He might have just committed to, you know, coming into this getting himself killed, but the most important thing is that he kill the bandit. So if he has like some sort of objective he's, you know, protecting over here, like say there's like a command HQ over here, right? Big satellite dish. It's commanding what kind of dish is that? Satellite dish. Satellite dish over here, and he needs to protect this objective. He may go bonsai in this situation where he just commits. He goes, okay, I'm gonna die. This aircraft is lost. But whatever he does, if he goes bonsai, he needs to make sure that this guy dies. Right? So if he's gonna commit to him getting killed, coming inside of 3 nautical miles is gonna ensure that. And you can see that's exactly what happens at one point. Oh, it's this one, sorry. 4-7 for like 5 nautical miles. He fires the Astra missile. I'm already turning and running, but because I'm inside the MAR, that missile is going to hit me. So watch that. He's dead. PL-12 hits him right in the face. And look at me. Remember we talked about the MAR. When you're inside the MAR, you cannot turn and run anymore. What I should have done, once you're in the MAR, the only thing you can do is decoy the missile. Okay, there's no more turn and run. So what I should have done was hit the notch and just start dropping chaff, and like trying to hit a perpendicular angle, 90-degree perpendicular angle to the missile. That was my only chance. But I'd already committed to turning and running, so I was praying to God I was going to get away or his missile would hit a tree or something. But it did not. You can see it's coming in about Mach 1.8, and I'm nowhere near that speed. Mach 0.75, that missile hits me right there. Splash Chinese J-11, splash Indian Mig-29. And that's basically how it played out. This is why you do not go inside the MAR from me. And he may have made the same mistake, or, you know, that was a good example of like a bonsai or something like that. So, alright guys, I hope you found that helpful for all the new people who were, you know, having trouble with BVR. And the rest of you, thank you for watching. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.